Hello, hello, angels. I have had some questions about relationships, so I want to ask the cards for some relationship guidance today. Want to join me? Let's cut the card, lay blue, and let's get to reading. Okay, our first card is the Empress, and she's upside down, so she looks like this. But we drew her upside down. I'm gonna bring you closer here so you can see the card. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm gonna put all the cards here, but we'll start with this one. Now, this card here, you see this Empress, she's like looking at through this magic ball here. She's able to see things. But because it's upside down, we acknowledge that there's some, deficiencies in your ability to see straight. So in the past, you may have experienced some environmental circumstances that kind of kept you down a bit, right? And it made you struggle with being on your own. It made you a bit codependent, right? So think of it like you're constantly reaching for this magic ball, right? It's lovely that you have this relationship, but you're like, ah, I need it, I need it, I need it, I need it, right? And that's not always healthy. Let's pull another card, just get a better view of what that might mean. Okay, we got a nice little butterfly. Cute, cute, cute. Now, pulling this card here kind of makes me think that the reason why you were struggling so much was that you had this inability to commit, right? You had an inability to trust in people, maybe even trust in yourself. And so you kind of latched on to someone else or some other ideas, kind of rode with that. Now let's think about your present some. Okay, okay, okay. Now this card is kind of a sad card. I don't love drawing this card, but for some reason I draw this card all the time. Gee, here, let me show you what it looks like in the pile. We added a sad, sad horse over here, which symbolizes a lot of like loss for people. A lot of times when you draw this card, it acknowledges that you're in a space of grief. So think about things that you might have had in the past, you were codependent in, and now it's like you don't have it anymore. And then the world's kind of changed. So let's get a little bit of like clarity on that. Okay, and we draw the Mother of Wands upside down. That's not lovely to hear. I think your grief has to do with some kind of event, something happening, leaving you with a loss or maybe feeling abandoned, perhaps. Um, I think it's partially due to experiencing hardships like, I don't know. Like I got sick not super long ago and it really messed me up. But I think the thing I want to focus on is that the whatever that is, that it affected something material, something like your financial standing, right? Something has shifted in your ability to care for yourself in that manner, in a more physical manner. And I feel like when I draw this card, this is a major, card because it's in the suite, the major, not the, it's a minor arcana, but like, one of the suites. And so I feel like there's something impactful here to get out of it. And you might want to think about what in your life is potentially like threatening your happiness in this moment and try to get an idea of like, hey, is it because I lost something for clinging on to it too hard, or I lost something from using someone, or uh, feeling comfort for someone without reciprocating, and now it's gone. What might it be? What might that thing be that's gnawing at you and then keeping you from happiness? The way I am, losing sunlight so quickly, I chose a bad time. I chose exactly sunset. Okay, so let's think about our future now that the sun is setting. Okay, we're drawing a little card. Oh, look at the baby lamb. That's you right there. You the baby lamb. No, actually, come closer here because you see how there's a bunch of, swords here, but there's a nice calm lamb here. This is essentially saying, like, hey, I acknowledge that there's a bunch of threats and whatnot. I acknowledge that there's shit going on, but I need to chill out. I need to just chill, rest, relax, recuperate, get my oomph together. This is a good card. This is a card giving you permission to like take a step back. right? Am I missing anything? Can I think of anything else? Do I have anything in notes? Yeah, okay, so I like that there's like this lovely little thing in the brain here. Because it's not saying just like, hey, take a moment to rest and that's just it. It's saying, hey, take a moment to rest so that your brain can go where you can expand and get an idea of what you actually want in life, get a better sense of who you are, connect with yourself, you know, learn something new and learn a new experience or learn a new experience. How do I say? Gain something from a new experience. Oh, before I draw another card, I do want to note with this one, like, notice that the lamb is completely by itself. It's by its their lonesome. Um, there is power in taking space to yourself, like stepping away from other people, stepping away from the ooh big things, scary things, and just like honing in on yourself and just yourself. So now we can pull another card just to get in a sense of like, okay, what might this look like? And it's the Ten of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles. Let me show you all of it together. So get a good look at these pentacles here. Now it is pulled upside down, which isn't necessarily favorable. Here's the whole spread here. I think in relation to the other cards, I believe it's saying that you're going to experience some kind of conflict. Like if you look here, like it's kind of hot, like, ooh, okay, ooh, hot. And you're all your coins are in this hot section, in this, it's not where it's cool. It's not where it's relaxed. It's saying like, hey, in this moment, it's hot, right? You're gonna experience something hot in the future. And so you really have to think about preparing ahead of time for something that is going to be a little bit hard to deal with. And it might result in things like more loneliness, more unfortunately like a little bit of despair because of like grief and whatnot. You might have to sit in that for longer than you want to. And that's okay. That's perfectly okay. Let's pull some cards to give us some advice on how to deal with all of this. Okay, let's do that for us. So I'm pulling Father of Cups. Yes, Daddy Goose, Daddy Cups. Yes. Let's put this here. Let me think. Let me think. Let me gather my thoughts here. Let me gather my thoughts. So if we're thinking about the future and like this preparing ourselves, right? The Father of Cups is saying like let's specifically look for someone who can support your not just triumphs but like like things something as simple as your emotional regulation, someone who can get you through the next day, someone who can help you with shadow work, someone who can help you talk to your inner child, right? Look for people who are like smart and strong emotionally, people who you find to be reputable in the headspace of like empathy, right? That's going to be important. Finding a colleague or a mentor, even if that's someone online, even if that's a YouTube channel or something, just find something that's going to kind of give you the signs for what it looks like to be healthy, to behave in a healthy way. It might be that there's just someone who looks really happy around you, who presents to be a good person in your eyes, and so you think like, okay, what is that person doing? I'm going to take a little bit of what they're doing, steal some of their purpose maybe, and think like, okay, can I find purpose in my own life? And if that is going to shine, if I give it the time and energy that it's going to shine, other people are going to be like, oh, that's interesting, oh, that's valuable, oh, that's commendable, and they're going to flock to you. And I think that's where you might find like a future. So, um, that's a good place to end, but I kind of want to draw one more card just to get to know. I want something more, okay? Oh, bet. Okay, we got the Ace of Cups. So, if you can see, you're filling up. You're filling up a cup with some nice warm energy here. Your environment is nice and cool. That means a lot of the times that, you get the thing. You get the thing you want. You get the thing you're looking for. Let me show you this whole spread here. So these are all the cards together, and this one here is basically saying that only through following all this advice will you be likely to learn how to be more things like attentive enough to be empathetic, right? Um, and that will lead to something new. Some kind of fresh perspective will give you opportunity for new things in life. And those new things can be a plethora of, I don't know what it might be. It could be a new little baby between you and your spouse. It could be a whole brand new relationship that just came out of the blue. Um, you know, it can be anything. I'm feeling it more like, the prompt is more love connection, but I want to say that I want to leave room, like I want to leave space open so that folks can find love in themselves too. I do get a sense a lot of like it's a romantic kind of thing, and that's what the prompt's asking for, but you can love yourself romantically too. So I just want to make sure that that is an option, that's there too. All right. Well, I hope this was a good reading. Um, it's a little sad in the beginning, but it ended hopeful. So I hope that you find, clarity in this and your endeavors in romantic relationships are fruitful. Goodbye, Angel. Have a great day.